Hey, what's up, everybody? Jason Brown here, and the market has been crazy. It's been down, it's been highly volatile. So, what do you do if you're on the sidelines? I'm going to walk you through why this is the best time to get involved. So, keep watching. All right, welcome back. So let's talk about the top 3 reasons why you should be considering getting involved with the market right now. And if you've been paying any type of attention to the news or to the headlines, everybody's like the market's down. The Dow's had its worst day. The S&P 500's had its worst day. All of this stuff. But I am going to walk you through why that actually may be a good thing for you. So let's talk about reason number one that this would be a good reason to get involved with the stock market right here, right now. So reason number one, the pullback. So the market has officially pulled back. Not only is it pulled back, but it's pulled back to February lows. So what does that mean for you? Well, that means a couple of things. It means that you miss the run up, but you also miss the run down. So let me take you to the charts and talk about what that looks like for you, all right? So here's the S&P 500. We're looking at that right now. And you can see back here in February, this is where the S&P 500 kind of peaked, right? Boom, right here, February. It looks like end of January, beginning of February, but that's where the market peaked, and then it just sold off. Boom. But then we had this crazy rally. So what did the market do? It rallied all the way back up to the highs, right? And then just recently, boom, peaked out, and then it sold back off. And that's good news because, again, depending on, how you look at it, right? You missed the run up, but you also missed the drop. And so if you've been thinking about getting into the stock market, we're right back down near the February lows off the January highs. And when you look at it, when people come back in to put money to work, where do you see them putting money to work at? Right around this support level right here. This is the stuff we go through with our members in Power Trades University in our group coaching program. But I'm sharing it with you today because I'm passionate about helping people about the stock market. And what's going to happen is if you sit on the sidelines, if you wait, you're probably going to miss the next boom, right? You're going to miss the next boom. And so when you extrapolate this out on the chart and I pull this back over, you can see you got a little bit of time, which is going to lead me to my next point. So in fact, let me just get into my next point. So the second reason why right now is the time to get involved with the stock market is because you can learn now and be ready for when the market prepares to take back off. This chart, the cardinal sin is to not be ready when opportunity shows up and knocks on your door. And what that looks like, not being ready, is saying, I'll learn it later. I'll set this as a New Year resolution or something like that. We'll talk about that in a minute. But what's going to happen to you is when you look at the chart of where we're at and where we've been, you notice when we get down to this level, the market kind of chopped around for a little bit. And then boom, we had to take off. And so if history repeats itself, and this yellow box marks time, then that means the time it took for it to hit the bottom and kind of play around and move back up was from March 19th until May 4th. So effectively, if this box represents time, it represents what? 2 months worth of time here. So if this same box were to represent about 2 months worth of time, right? Just, speaking purely from the charts, that would ideally give you a good month and a half to figure out how this thing all works and how to make it work for you. So even if you know nothing about this industry, you have the time, at least for now, on your side from this pullback. I doubt that it'll stay at these levels this long or for much longer, but you never know. It's the market. But if we're basing it off of history, if I were to zoom out here or zoom in, you can see, boom, it was a great time to get involved with the market. Boom, it was a great time to get involved with the market there. And then the question mark is here because the verdict is still out. But I believe if history is going to repeat itself, that boom, good time to buy. Boom, this whole block was a good time to buy. I believe that that is happening right here. Now, that doesn't mean just rush in and buy stuff. There's only so much we can talk about in a few minutes together, but I'm just trying to paint the picture that we're back near where technically it's been a great time to put capital to work. We're back near levels that allows you to get into some great stocks at a, I don't want to say a discount, but below market value, or at least before it builds new value and starts to take back off again. So that's point number 2. Number 3, the new year is coming. And so at the time of this recording, we're in fourth quarter. So that means what? We got Thanksgiving. So you got Black Friday coming up. You got Christmas coming up. And unfortunately, most people will go into debt in the fourth quarter. Then they'll spend the first 6 months of the new year paying off all of that debt that they got into in the first quarter. So what does that have to do with you in the stock market? Well, you still got time to make some better decisions. You still have time to not pull out your credit card and go into debt and buy a bunch of things that won't actually increase in value or that your kids won't be playing with in 30 days. But instead, you can invest in your education and still enjoy the holidays, but perhaps you can make some different decisions and divvy up some of that money to actually make you some money versus the money always coming out of your pocket and you having a big credit card bill for it. So let's just recap the 3. Again, the market, pull it back. If you missed the ride up, you also missed the ride down. We're back to February lows, right where people typically put capital to work. The second one is you got time to learn, right? You can learn now and be ready for when the market prepares to take back off. And then reason number 3, you can make some new decisions before you decide to go into debt this holiday season. And you can spend the next month and a half, and it may take you longer, but at least you'll be starting to get the knowledge of how this all works before the market starts to take back off, before you get tax returns, before you know, all of that stuff takes place. Now, if you're thinking, what should I be learning? Number 1, you should be learning how to read stock charts, all right? How to look at the patterns, spot when is the best time to buy, when is the best time to sell. Number 2, if you aren't using options in this market, so if you're not trading call options, put options, you're getting hurt very bad in this market because you don't have any protection. So you don't have any way to make money when the stocks fall. You don't have any way to protect your portfolio. You just have to sit with your hands behind your back and just kind of watch, your account fluctuate. And that's not to say that your account still won't fluctuate, but you would at least have some extra tools in your toolbox to perhaps weather the storm, to perhaps limit your loss or your losses, and perhaps even make money from these stocks pulling back. So you need to learn how to read, number 1, stock charts. You need to, number 2, learn how to trade options, calls, put options. How do they work? How do I control these stocks versus own them? How do I make money from stocks falling? This stuff is happening for people. It's happening for people in our groups. It's happening for other people because they typically have knowledge that you don't have. So as we get ready to wrap this up, I just want to jump on here real quick. Be sure to jump on my email list, thebrownreport.com. We're going to be sending out something very, very cool for those who are serious about getting started in the stock market. Trust me when I say head on over to the Brown Report, jump on our email list. It'll look something like this. Here, I'll pull it over here for you. Boom. Just go on over there, hit start learning, and this is where you would jump on the email list at. Be sure to jump on my email list. I'm not playing. This is not a joke. We got some cool stuff that we're going to be sending out to those of you who are on my email list. And I'm going to give you a hint. It's a really sweet promo to get involved and get started. So we're removing all the excuses because now is a very good time to learn how this all works before the market starts to take off. Or if you're already in the market and you're getting killed, you're not using options, this is the best time to learn how options work. Last but not least, if you're not following me on Instagram, be sure to follow me at Brown Report on Instagram to get behind the scenes footage and see what's going on with my life. So I'll see you guys on the next video. If you got any questions or comments, drop them below the video.